Welcome to The Beat, a news and talk program brought to you by the Center for Community Media here at Worcester State. I'm your host, Alexis Aslanian, and today we will be interviewing Dr. Colleen Sullivan. How are you today, Dr. Sullivan?
I'm great. Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us a little bit about your background and your path in becoming a Worcester State professor?
Sure. Whenever I started on my own undergraduate experience, I went to a school that was very similar to Worcester State, although it was in Maryland. So it was called Frostburg State University. And the small school, I really appreciated and enjoyed working with my own professors that I had. So whenever I went into graduate school and into developmental psychology, I became very passionate about teaching and wanted to go into a program that was very similar to my own undergraduate background. So I looked for schools that were very small, class sizes, close communities, state universities, and I found Worcester State, and I'm super excited to be here. So,
with a smaller school like Worcester State, you definitely have better intimate relationships with your teachers during classes, for sure.
Absolutely.
What is the Lancer Learning Program here?
Thanks for asking about that. The Lancer Learning Program is something that we initiated last summer whenever we were in the middle of the pandemic, and we had first-year students coming into Worcester State, but they had been spending time at home in a remote setting because of the initiation of the pandemic. So we taught this Lancer Learning class that was fully online, and it just had classes that had components of our class that helped them get used to the campus environment, learn about different resources and programs on campus, as well as giving them a little taste of reading for college and how to write for college as well. So we taught that in the first summer of the pandemic, so in the summer of 2020, and then we taught it again this summer with a couple adjustments, but similar idea that we had initially.
Thank you. As a course lead for the program, what are some of your responsibilities?
So as the professor of the Lancer Learning class, I had a couple different things. I created a whole curriculum, and that involved many different components. It involved discussion boards that the students participated in. It also involved the writing assignments that they had, and each week they had a different type of what I referred to as an activity. So it was a little bit more application-based, and they got to test out some really fun technology resources. So for example, we used one that involved Google Slides. We used another one that used Padlet. We had another activity that involved Flipgrid, so they did their own videos. So I created all of those assignments along with some of the students that I worked with who were peer mentors. And then peer mentors who were part of the class as well worked directly with the first-year students in small groups, and they also assisted with providing feedback and even some grading that they were involved in during the summer.
It sounds like you have a lot of great resources in your program.
We tried to think of any type of resource or service that first-year students would use during their time at Worcester State, and we wanted to give them a little bit of a step ahead to get an experience and get comfortable before the fall semester even started.
There are also peer mentors involved in the program. Can you tell our viewers about the roles of the student mentors in the Lancer Learning Program?
Sure. So the peer mentors applied for this position in the spring semester, and they took a summer one class with me. So they had their own reading, their own writing to do, learning key techniques and skills to be their peer mentor for the first-year students. And then in the summer two session, they were all provided randomly anywhere between 12 and 8 first-year students, and they developed a rapport with them. They met with them online using student office hours in Zoom. They also provided them feedback, either written feedback or verbal feedback on Zoom as well, and then also provided some grades as part of the program too. Individual grades for discussion boards and individual grades for writing assignments as well. So they helped me all along the way. I couldn't have done it without them.
Can't complain about an extra hand.
Yes, oh yes, I had a lot of hands from them, and it was great.
And how does this course relate to the first year seminar required for all first year students here at Worcester State?
It's a great question, because although it is slightly different, the first year seminar program is required of all students. The Lancer Learning class is not required for all students. It was just an optional class that they could participate in. The first year seminar class highlights not only just transition pieces that are academic and social components as well, but it also highlights a academic focus. So the professors or instructors of the course are talking specifically about a unique topic in their class. And so they embed some of the transition pieces within that class. The Lancer Learning class is slightly different because it really focused exclusively on honing the skills and resources that they can use in college. So it wasn't necessarily always focused on a particular academic topic, similar to the first year seminar class.
Thank you. And as the director of the first year seminar course, can you tell us about your goals for it?
Oh, absolutely. So this is my first year as the first year seminar director. I'm super excited to be involved. My research focuses on student transition periods, so I'm very familiar with what students need academically as well as socially and personally, just exploring who you are as a first year student. So some of my goals for the first year seminar class is to really support faculty members who are trying to find the right things for the first year students, identifying what their resources are, and providing them with many different opportunities that they can show to their class. So I am trying to incorporate lots of different resources that their students can explore, that they can talk about in class, and also allowing the first year students to feel comfortable on campus. Feel comfortable not only just with their learning experiences, but also being able to meet people in a new situation. Similar to any type of new setting, meeting somebody is very important, and finding your friend group is essential. So that's some of my goals for the first year seminar class and for the students at Worcester State.
Being a student here at Worcester State myself, I can definitely agree that those are things that students definitely need as a first year here.
Oh, great, thank you.
In your opinion, how do each of these programs facilitate student success?
Well, I think the Lancer Learning class that the first year students had the option of taking, I think that facilitated their success because they were coming into their fall semester as a full-time student, already having resources ready to go. Although they might not know everything that you would know as a junior or a senior, they are aware of some of the resources and who they can even talk to. Having first year students working with other first year students as in their smaller groups in the class itself, some of them identified that they shared similar majors, that they were in the same class together. So that really assisted with them feeling comfortable from the get-go. Not only socially, but then that supports them feeling comfortable academically with that, oh, I know I can sit by somebody, and that sort of thing. Also, one piece to support their success was just giving them the resources that we had at Worcester State, getting them comfortable with seeing feedback that the peer mentors provided, editing their writing assignments, and improving along the way. So we saw excellent growth during the 7 weeks of the Lancer Learning class. We saw some excellent growth in what they were able to do at the beginning of the class, and then by week 7, you could see that they were much more comfortable with their writing style and really ready to go for their first semester.
It sounds like you've definitely had a huge impact on the students here.
I hope so.
Will you share a story or example that illustrates how first year seminar can impact a student's college experience?
I think one of the best examples that I have for first year seminar really influencing students is having students be connected to not only the class that they have, who are all first year students in the class itself, but having a professor that is comfortable talking with first year students and can relate to the first-year students that they're working with, I think that that really sets them up for success and feeling comfortable. Knowing a familiar face on campus is essential for them just to start to feel comfortable on campus. And so a brief story that I have related to just first-year students in general is while I was teaching this Lancer learning class, it was all online. It was completely on Zoom for office hours, and everything else was in Blackboard. And I had 196 students, first-year students. And now that I'm back on campus teaching my classes, and I don't have any of the students in any of my classes this semester, but I am walking around campus, and even with a mask on, I have some students waving to me and saying hi, and they know me. They know who I am, and even though we don't stop and chat, they feel comfortable saying hi and giving a brief little wave. And to me, that's a sign that they recognize who I am and recognize that they're part of the community as well at Worcester State. So,
Masks definitely make a difference here on campus, but thank you. Has the first-year seminar program had to make any changes because of the ongoing pandemic?
So we tried to make as minimal changes as we needed to. Last year it was definitely different because many classes had to be remote in some format. We're excited to say that the majority of our first-year seminar classes this semester are more or less in person, which is excellent, so that the students are comfortable coming to class. And that type of thing. We have had to adjust in some ways, and maybe changing the types of assignments that we have and those sorts of things. But the presence that the faculty members have with students is still there and has not changed since the pandemic.
And is there anything else that you might want to add about the program?
Thank you for asking that. I think that one of the best things to kind of keep in mind is the importance that the first-year seminar brings for the whole success of the students' experience during the 4 years. It's not just learning the information in the classroom, it's also meeting some new friends in the classroom itself, and that can carry over to seeing somebody in the dorm room or going to a campus event or something like that. And I feel like just having that opportunity of faculty members working with students in a small classroom setting really makes the difference for students, and that they can really connect together throughout their experience at Worcester State. So,
sounds like you have a great program here.
Thanks so much.
Thank you for watching this segment of The Beat. Please remember to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We'll see you next time.